You're on this page because you're a business owner, and I know what it feels like to be a business owner because I've been in business since I was 16 years old. I didn't want to work for someone else, and as I grew my family, I knew that I wanted to do whatever I could to provide for them, give them a sense of abundance, make sure we could go on vacations, and really just have it all. As a business owner for nearly 3 decades, I always thought I had to choose between building my business and crushing it and making it happen, and actually loving my life and having a connection with my family and to be there for my kids and to be able to travel and do what I want. I thought that I had to choose between, working it out and grinding it out of my business and having a sense of peace and having simplicity and having clarity, having a sense of calm and feeling on purpose. The fact is, it's just not true. What happens as a businessman, what do? You go in early, you get creative, you get excited, you get focused, and you grind it out. But then what happens, or what tends to happen? Tell me if this is true. You get through the day, you walk out the door, and your mind is spinning with all of your concerns and worries and the doubts and the projects you have coming up and someone you need to call and all these messages. It's tough to stop the flywheel from spinning. So what do? You leave yourself messages, you call your assistant. And then the thoughts about, oh, I'm on my way home. So at some point along the way, either during the drive or you're about to walk in the door, you're like, whoa, total reality shift. And you're thinking now about spending time with your kids and spending time with your wife. And maybe you should go on a vacation and projects that need to be done around the house. And those are tough gears to switch. So what happens? Inevitably, when you're building an awesome business and you're putting all of this focus into what I call the silo of your business, sometimes it's tough to get outside that silo and at the same time manage everything else in your life. So other areas of your life suffer. The connection with your kids, to be fully present for them. There's like a sadness there sometimes. Or maybe your body, you look down and you got love handles, or you're getting a little chunkier, your clothes don't fit. Or your relationship with your wife, where you're kind of ships passing in the night. Now, maybe it's not ships passing in the night, but maybe you could be more connected with her and have a sense of being there for her. So what happens as the other areas of your life suffer while you're building your awesome business empire? Well, you keep doubling down because you know your way of serving your family is building your business, and those areas continue to suffer. So what do? You rebound back, and you're going to go over here and you're going to work on your body to get fit so your wife will see you're sexy and you're healthy and you're going to be there for the kids and you're really motivated to make healthy choices. And maybe you got that figured out too, but then maybe you're working out too much and you got to get over here because you're thinking about spending time with your kids. So you're going to take your son or daughter to the park and you're going to take a few hours off. And then you get those calls and those texts and you can't be fully present. So you get back to work and you're going to double down in the silo of your business empire. And as these other areas suffer, you do one thing that you never want to do. All this rebounding, all this back and forth is called compromise. And the quality of your life in any moment is how you feel. And compromise, when it comes to really being there for your wife and really being there for your kids and feeling powerful as a man in your body and feeling healthy, compromise it takes that life away, that quality of life away. So I know what that feels like because I've been through that. In 1991 is when I started building my business empire. I became an illustrator and then a graphic designer so I could use computer technology. And then I became really good at building out a marketing firm and marketing strategy to help businesses grow. Then I became a growth strategist, and after that, a contract CEO. And in doing that, I became very successful at building millions of dollars in business and also helping other businesses grow by leading them as a contract CEO and a growth strategy for their businesses. And what I learned along the way is I was willing to grind it out and do anything to make it happen. But then here's what happened for me. I decided to go on a vacation and something clicked. Something woke up in my brain. Why was I on my phone the whole time? Why could I not relax? Why did I feel like I was on this trip with a stranger? And I found out this marriage that I was in, this relationship that I was in, was built on a really unhealthy foundation. And it was all built on little lies that I was telling myself, that things were okay and that I was going to figure it out. And what I really kept doing is compromising. I wasn't supposed to be in this relationship. And the business I was building, it wasn't giving me abundance. It was just giving me money. It was pulling me away from my kids. It was pulling me away from being present. And it was pulling me away from being honest about how I was treating myself and taking care of my life. So in this compromise, I would go back to the silo of the business and use it as an excuse and say, I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for my kids. And really what I was doing, I was taking myself away from being present for my kids or giving myself the kind of relationship and life that I want. So what happens next? I get back from vacation and I see this picture in the stack of pictures from the vacation. And I was like, who's this picture of? Who's the fat guy? And then it dawned on me, oh my God, that's my bathing suit on that fat guy. That fat guy is me. And I had no awareness prior to that. How did I all of a sudden wake up fat? And I started looking at all the other areas of my life. And I knew I needed to create a whole new life for myself by finding a different way and a better way to take what mattered to me and give it the attention it deserved. And I knew going into the business silo and then rebounding and going over to work out and rebounding and going to spend time with the kids wasn't working. I wasn't being completely honest with myself, and I was settling when I didn't need to settle. I was settling, and that settling was causing me to go numb and to suffer. And I had to start facing some tough truths. So the areas of my life that I figured out as I started to build a technology that really changed my life and saved my life, well, I looked at my power of soma, or my body, the energy that I bring to the world, and I saw, well, that's not where I wanted. I'm settling. And I looked at my soul and my spirit and my connection to faith and the power and purpose that's bigger than me, and the whispers about what I was put here to do. And that wasn't where I wanted it. And I looked at my psychology and the way I was learning. Well, I was learning great and I was studying great, but I wasn't implementing what I was learning as well as I could. So that was a place where I was settling. And I looked at my center. That's my relationship with my wife and with my kids. And I was in the wrong relationship and I wasn't present for my kids. So that was a place where I was suffering. And I wasn't doing anything about it. I needed to connect myself in a way where I could do something about this. And that's where I'll introduce something exciting to you. There's a technology behind where I completely changed my life. I'm 160 pounds. In that picture I talked about, I was 206 pounds. I weighed myself right after I saw that picture. And I got to tell you something. After I saw that picture, I was getting, in addition to having some panic attacks prior to that and stress and overwhelm from my business, I ended up in a place where I was so stressed out and so unhealthy and so unhappy, I actually ended up passing out 2 times in one night, and my heart stopped. And I actually had to be revived in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. You want to talk about a wake-up call? So not only was all this stuff going on in my life while I was building this business that was giving me all this money, but I was miserable and I almost died. So what did I do about it? I took this new technology called Force Integration Technology. Forces Integration Technology. And what happens is these 5 areas of your life, these are what I call the 5 forces. And what happens when you learn that when you're trying to make money, when you're trying to be successful at building a business, you don't just focus on the business. You've got to use Forces Integration Technology. You've got to get your body involved, the power of your soma, the energy and the vitality that you bring to your body. That you got to bring that to build your business. And if you want to improve your center, that's your relationship with your wife and your kids. You've got to be able to work on your body, the power of soma. You've got to work on your spiritual growth, your soul. You've got to learn the technology, the process. And you have to get your mind, your body, your soul, and your relationship with your wife and kids and the business empire that you're building. You got to get them all integrated and connected. So while you're working on the business, you're building your relationship with your wife. These are amazing opportunities by using this technology to be completely fulfilled. Now, not only am I healthy, but I've built a really awesome empire where I'm able to work with business owners just like you. I'm not going to say that I have it all figured out, because when you say, I've got it, I figured out, I'm super healthy and everything's perfect, that's when you got to worry. But I've been able to attract not only a great amount of health and fitness into my life, into my body, and the energy that I feel every morning when I wake up, but I've attracted an amazing woman into my life, and I now have a wonderful marriage. We have beautiful kids. We go on amazing trips traveling the world, and I get to do work that I love. My business is growing in ways I never could have imagined, and I feel so fulfilled. I've been able to build multiple training programs to help people change their lives. And now I'm working directly with you, just with men. And I've got dozens and dozens of very, very happy men who have learned this technology, have accessed their king's calling, and are living a life they didn't even think was possible. Because the thing is, when you want to grow your business empire, you got to get really good at sales, you got to get good at innovation and marketing, and you got to connect it to your body and the power to take all of that and put it on an action schedule and know how to focus. And that's what the King's Calling is all about. So if you want to get rapidly good at building your business and every other area of your life so you can have your ultimate thriving life, you got to tap into your King's Calling. You got to make some immediate and radical shifts that I'll talk to you about. Just do me the favor. Allow me to heed my true calling by connecting you with yours, to help you grow your business, to help you become king. Your wife will thank me. You will thank me. We'll get to know each other. Go ahead, send your information along. Wherever you're watching this video right now, if it's on Facebook or if it's on my website, put your information in together and I'm going to talk to you personally. Let's find out what your next step is. Because with this Forces integration technology, you're going to be able to thrive while you're at work, knowing that your relationship and your strength and your connection with your wife and your kids is growing. And everything that matters to you with your health, you're going to become fit in all the 5 forces of your life. And that's what this is all about. Because you know what? It's only our one time around. You might as well make it count.